Hey SFs, how you doing? It's Rebecca Pebble here. I'm hitting on all four of the temperaments. This is my Psychology Geek Out mini series. I started with the NFs, letting them know I think they're hitting a golden era. I'm an NF, so I'm a little biased, but I do believe so because they're so tapped into spirituality and otherworldly things that I think are going to be at the forefront here, or starting to be actually. Then I talked about my NTs and how they are so logical, smart, intelligent, brilliant minds, and how I appreciate them for their intellect and what they have to offer and their creativity. And then I hit on the STs, the rationalist, and talk about how their practicality really gets things done. So now it is your turn, SFs. Saving the best for last. So don't feel like I left you out. You're in here, and you guys are super fun. So SF, this is Myers-Briggs again. I know I sound like a broken record if you've watched my whole little mini series, but I want to make sure for those that are just popping in for one, that they're like, what is an SF? What is she talking about? So just a real quick summary. SF in Myers-Briggs, or you could look up MBTI if you want to. Highly recommend diving into the cognitive functions because that'll take you into a deeper dive into your type and others. But S is for sensor, which is somebody who's grounded in reality, the here and now, basically the things you can see, touch, taste, hear, smell. They're not really typically dreamers or big picture thinkers. And then T is thinker, so people that value making decisions using logic over emotion. Oh my gosh, and what am I gonna thinker? I just did SF. See, this is what I get for doing videos back to back. SF, I just did ST. Oh my gosh, I think I just said SF. I'm not editing this out. I'm gonna leave it be. I'm like a little broken robot. SF, so yes, sensor, covered that. F, feeling, you value making decisions based on your emotions over your logic, which I am also a feeler, so I understand I do the same thing. So you get that together, you get an SF, which is essentially a boatload of fun and warmth. And you guys are amazing. And I feel like the SF is a little more varied than some of the other temperaments, because I'm thinking there's ISFJ, there's ESFJ, which to me are totally different flavors of the SF. And then there's an ESFP, which is really different from them. And then there's ISFP, which again, very different. So of all of them, I feel like that's the one that you guys are really very individualized within your own little temperament. Don't know what that is. So maybe I'll just break them down like I did for the STs. It might be easier that way. So I'll start with the ISFP, who's actually supposed to be one of the ENFJs, which is my type, one of our ideal matches besides the INFP and the INTP. And I can see that when I meet with people. It's like, okay, I see, we click instantly, we're on the same wavelength. But I really think ISFPs have this quiet warmth and creativity about them. And they, sorry, there's a squirrel with an acorn outside, so cute. And I feel like they are loved by many, if not all, because they're just not confrontational like mean-spirited people for the most part that I know about. I don't know of an evil ISFP. I mean, I'm sure they probably exist, but for the most part, they just seem like gentle creatures. So when I say SF, I'm always thinking of like an ESFP that's like, woo, ready to party, but the ISFP, I don't know, they're more subdued and very talented usually, artistically. And I think they almost bleed into the intuitive world. There's certain types that bleed into other worlds, and I think ENFJs are another one that we kind of start to bleed into the sensory world a little bit. I think that's the SE, especially for me. I'm a jumper, so go FE, SE if you know the cognitive functions. So I feel like sometimes I kind of like lean towards that. I'm not completely all over in the intuitive side, if that makes sense. So then there's the ESFPs, which I feel like are the life of the party, the performer. I think that's what my mom was when she was on this earth. I believe she was an ESFP, and oh my gosh, she was just like the Energizer Bunny, could go, go, go. It's like, how do you have all this energy? And just a lot of fun, just fun people who have more depth than people realize. Because when you really talk to one, like, man, you're really smart. You really are picking up on things. So don't underestimate your ESFP. Then there is the ESFJ, which is kind of like the sister type to an ENFJ, I feel like, because we're both FE dominant, but we're very different flavors for sure. And I feel like they are the warm cheerleader, just somebody that loves people, and kind of like an ENFJ, they're gonna mirror your emotions back to you with the FE, and just really want what's best for everybody. And then there's the ISFJ, which I think my sister-in-law is probably an ISFJ. And they are just like a quiet, reserved, beautiful souls that want to help. And so what a variety, what a spectrum, right, of types within the SF. But you guys really are just warm, and you're fun, and you can be playful, but also with the grounded energy of being a sensor. So I really appreciate that. And thank you for all that you do and who you are. Don't feel like you have to change to be something else. Whatever your type preferences are, you were made that, you were designed that way for a purpose. And so utilize those to go out and be awesome. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to touch on for the SFs before I go. But I think it's so beautiful thinking about all four of the temperaments, how they're just little puzzle pieces that work together so beautifully. And if you're missing one piece of the puzzle, you're really missing out. You're not going to get the whole picture. So one type's not better than the other. One temperament's not better than the other. They've all got their strengths and weaknesses, so we all need each other to fill in those gaps. It's kind of like if anyone's ever seen the movie Rocky, he's in love with this woman, and I want to say there's a scene with, it's been a while since I've seen it, where the guy's saying, "Why do you love her, Rocky?" And he's like, "She fills in my gaps." I'm trying to sound like Rocky. I got gaps, she got gaps, she fills in my gaps. And I thought, wow, that's so poignant, because I'm watching the movie from a Myers-Briggs perspective, thinking he's probably some sort of like ESTP, maybe an ESFP. And then she seemed more like an ISFJ, maybe an ISTJ. I'd have to watch it again. So they're actually really perfectly complementary. And I thought, what a great line, because it's true. She is filling in his gaps, his weaknesses, and vice versa, which is beautiful. I love when couples do that for each other. So let's fill in the gaps for each other and be there. Absolutely. Well, I said Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays on my last video. I'm going to say it again. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, if you celebrate. If you don't, I wish you a beautiful day, weekend, week, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing. And Happy New Year. Although I will be back, I should be back next week. I have plans to continue making videos as much as I can. I appreciate you. If you would like to learn more about me, I've got so much stuff. I don't focus on just Myers-Briggs, I promise. Even though I love talking psychology. I could geek out about it forever. I also have music and books and acting and all that good stuff, all the creative stuff. So at RebeccaPebble.com, my website. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for giving me your valuable time and attention. It means a lot to me. You could be doing anything and you're watching me on YouTube. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I send you so much love, and I just wish you well and hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Give it to me like